even if you didn't like me and you saw me train, you could never say that I don't train hard. No one can ever say that when I'm in camp or even when I'm on an easy day that I'm being lazy. I don't go to the gym to just socialize. I train because I'm not doing this just so I can have a video to post or to have a picture to post on Facebook. Fighting is a difficult sport. You sacrifice your time, your energy, your body, everything. So I train and give absolutely everything I have.
Well, LDBC, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Combat Sports Show live. And guys, we got a familiar face. Jasmine
There.
Crawford is back.
Hey everyone.
What's going on, Jasmine? How are you?
I'm all good. Weight is on point. Just left the gym. I'm going back to the gym later on today to do some cardio, but about to eat and do this interview in a little bit now.
Okay, well, Jasmine, you know I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you got stuff you got to do. Listen, I just appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, okay, to just.
Absolutely, I appreciate you inviting me.
Girl, it's always great when I talk to you. I think we got chemistry on the air, when we talk. I think we do, I think we make good interviews.
Possibly. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see. So, Jasmine, the big fight, your first pro fight, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're fighting against Maricle.
Mhm.
Okay, so what do you think about your opponent? Strengths, weaknesses?
I think she's I compare her to like a Diego Sanchez where she just kind of keeps coming. But those fights are difficult because in one way they just won't stop. So you have to be prepared for that and have to be prepared for anything really. So and that's what I've been preparing for. Just being my best and being prepared everywhere.
So, Jasmine, without revealing your game plan, because we know that's stupid, okay? How do you think you've evolved now than your last fight against Samantha Harris, right?
Samantha Harris was my first fight,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had 3 other fights since then. Um, my last fight was Audrey Drew. That was 2 years ago when I broke my hand. Well, almost coming up on 2 years ago, April of 2016. All last year I was trying to get a fight, and for whatever reason things were falling apart. Opponents didn't match up. People kept pulling out, and then I had to get an appendectomy the week before I was scheduled to fight Candace December 1st. So, I mean, I've evolved in almost 2 years everywhere. Even my striking, it's not the same, and everything is upgraded.
So, even that great submission defense that I observed in one of your fights, when you fought against that young lady Palacios, which was a tough fight, even all of that's upgraded too.
Yes, all of it.
Oh man, God Almighty. Okay, so now what role did your boy Deuce play? Okay, because I know you got to go back. I know you got to go back to Deuce and get some work in. So,
Oh yeah. I couldn't do this without him. I mean, I could, but just the relationship that him and I have, I couldn't do it without him. Just the fact that he treats me like a sister, and is always 100 with me. And it's not just the technical aspect of it. It's more of a chemistry that you have to have, and a trust that I have with him.
okay, well that's good because you and him work well together,
Yeah.
and he got you looking sharp, especially your jab.
hmm
That thing's a thing of beauty, Jasmine. It's.
I'm very proud of my jab. I'm very proud of it.
I'm so glad. I'm glad. I love the confidence. You're confident. I mean, I can tell even by your energy, you're in a great mood. You just ready to go out here and just
Yeah,
do
it's,
some
it's
work.
been a long time coming. There's so many things have happened since my last fight that I haven't. The fact that I haven't given up is a fight in itself. And the people around me, all my coaches, from Deuce, from Alex Chang, from Jeremy Mahon to Daryl Nolan to Rocky Rico to all my teammates, like all of them, they know what's been happening. The fact that I have not given up is the fight that I've already won.
Wait a minute, you got some work in with Jeremy Mahon this camp.
That is my coach. Remember?
Well, yeah, 4 ounce. I knew it was Tanya Evans' coach, but
That he's been my coach. Remember?
yeah,
Did you ever freshen up on the last interview?
yeah, I actually do remember. I remember a lot.
Yeah, that he cornered me my last fight against Audrey Drew,
Hmm.
and he's been getting me ready for the last year. He's been getting me ready for my pro debut.
Well, it's upon us. It's upon us. You got one, two, three. You got 7 days, and it's gonna be right here, and you're gonna be
Not
ready.
not really 7. I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday is a weigh-in, so I got 5 days or 5.5 days if you count today, and then the fight is Friday, so under a week.
Okay, 6 days.
Hmm.
So, Jasmine, let me ask you, if people want to televise this, are you gonna have somebody recording? Because I would love to do a post-fight analysis video on it, and
Oh,
maybe
it's going to be streamed live in FloCombat.
FloCombat, y'all. All right, and it's gonna be right there across the screen, y'all. So you'll see it. Yeah, okay. Well, live stream, so everybody, y'all gonna have to actually tune into this fight because it's the pro debut of Jasmine Crawford, guys, and she's gonna come in there and make it count. That's good.
Yeah, like
So,
we say at 4 ounce, we say swinging and banging.
swinging and banging. Okay. Now, I noticed your opponent, she does, her takedowns are pretty good. She got pretty
Hmm.
good takedowns,
Yeah.
and girl got a chin. So, how are you going to, deal with the constant pressure that she's going to try to apply to you?
There's no way to, how can I say this? You train and train and train and train for every scenario, and you get yourself ready. And I'm ready. So if she decides she wants to bum rush me, let's go. If she decides she wants to stay on the outside, let's go. So that wherever the fight goes, I'm prepared.
That's my kind of fighter. You just ready. You just ready to go. You ain't even trash talking. You just like, look, it's gonna
No,
go.
it's no reason to try. I think trash talking is for the birds, man. I think like when you trash talk, what does that prove? It doesn't prove that you're any better than that person. It doesn't prove that you're any worse than that person. I'm just speaking from a perspective of an accurate self-assessment. I've checked all the boxes and I've done all that I can do, including cardio. There's nothing more that I could have done to prepare myself for this fight.
And yeah, and guys, if you're following Jasmine on Facebook, guys, this girl's posting new material almost every day. Just new stuff. Yeah, I see some gym photos of you. I mean, in the last photo, you were sitting on the ring apron, and I'm like, man, this girl's in shape. Like, this girl is ready to go. Like, you're ready. Um, so how good does that feel to have the whole weight thing out of the way, and you're not trying to, you're not really trying to hurry up and cut, huge amounts of weight.
This is probably the best shape I've ever been in my life, and that's because there was some there was a shift in a personal life thing that happened last April, and I just decided that I wanted to change some things, and that included my diet. And I got myself very, 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 very in shape. Very, how can I say? I lost a lot of weight, and not like I was super overweight or anything like that, but I just got myself in shape and just dived right into my dream and to my goals, and I practiced accelerator. Um, and then when I had my appendectomy, I couldn't do much. So all of the muscle that I had acquired, it went away, and I got super skinny. But I was able to go into camp still in good shape. I had to rebuild my body, but not rebuild it from a place of being out of shape, rebuilding it and putting things on it and putting muscle on and putting more strength on, already to the innate strength I already have. So I was sitting at a good place going into this camp.
Wow. So would you say that this is probably your most toughest training camp that you like actually preparing for this particular fight? Your first.
Um, I would say the toughest, probably, because I had so many things to overcome. Like who had an emergency appendectomy on Thanksgiving, and then having a week or two of not being able to do nothing. I couldn't walk. I couldn't stretch myself. I couldn't do anything because of where the incisions were. I was literally just sitting on my couch and trying to stay healthy. My friend Heather actually is a chef, and she's on the keto diet, which is a great diet to have, especially because it allows for a lot of flexibility. So I stayed on that diet. Like 2 days after I got out of the hospital, I had to go to my niece's baptism. And then that day, I was like, I'm not getting fat. I'm not going to make sure that I did this all for nothing. So I said, Heather, help me prepare for this meal. You lost a bunch of weight on the keto diet. Help me. And she did. So while I was laying up on the couch, I was eating on the keto diet, making sure that I did not get out of shape.
Wow. And the keto diet is it's good for you because you don't have to starve yourself, right?
Right. So it allows for some flexibility, a lot more flexibility, but there's things you can't. I like it when I'm not in camp, I should say, because for me, there's certain things that I'd like to have when I'm in camp. Like in the keto diet, really isn't a fan of a lot of fruit, and when I'm in camp, I kind of rely on fruit.
Yeah, because you need the sugar to kind of move, you know.
Right, right. So I
Yeah.
mean, you do have those natural fats that you can have. So when I'm not in camp, I'll be on the keto diet, which keeps me low and it keeps me still in shape. But I like to shift my diet to a plant-based diet.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'll attest to it. I'm a vegan too. I'm a plant-based diet person, so yeah.
Well, it's not. I mean, I do have it's plant-based, but I still eat a lot of fish.
Mm.
So it's more of a pescatarian diet.
Okay. Well, just like you're gonna be swimming on the ground, just like the fish, because you're gonna be swimming good. Because this fight is on, it's on and popping. Now you got to tell people exactly what time do they need to tune in to FloCombat, because it's on Facebook through FloCombat, and
Mhm.
I'm going to find that, and I'm gonna provide a link in the description box to this video.
Mhm.
So on the day of and the time, you guys can click on the link.
It starts at 7. Um, it's hard to say because fights fall out and you never know what's gonna happen at the weigh-in. Things might get shifted, but I do know that the card starts at 7. And what I've heard is that they go really quickly. They don't stall in between because it's live.
Okay. And I know you're not looking past, you're definitely not looking past Candace.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She's a tough opponent.
Mm,
There's nothing that I think that would make me look past her. In other
no.
words.
Now, and I watched one of her fights where, and it seems like to me, it seems like the submission thing may be like a point of weakness for her because, she's very susceptible to those. I mean, she's tough everywhere. She's very tough.
Mhm.
Did you and Jeremy come up with a game plan in case, hey, if we go to the ground, are you gonna try to look for the submission real quick?
I mean, there's not really a game plan per se. I mean, there's just being prepared and in situations that could arise. There are so many different things that could happen, and then if you say, okay, we have this game plan, this game plan A, game plan B, game plan C. Fuck, what if those don't work? What are you gonna do? So we just tried to make myself better in all aspects.
If none of the game plans work, you're gonna have to go to game plan, whoop somebody's ass, and
Yeah, so there's not, I mean, there's per se, there's not really a game plan. It's more of a, you need to be sharp everywhere.
okay, you need to be sharp everywhere. So now, what am I asking? I know people, Jasmine is dropping a lot of nuggets, a lot of nuggets, man. I'm gonna go off on a small segue, as my boy Eric would say. I'm gonna go off on a short one. Could you tell people, what it's like to be Jasmine Crawford during the day as you prepare? I'm talking about your life,
During
Jasmine.
the day, it's very boring. I go to work, I get off work, I drive in Houston traffic, then I go to the gym. I'm there from 6 to probably 9 or after 9, and then I go home and I go to sleep and do it all over again.
Okay.
I wake up at 5, and I get home around 10.
Wow. So you out of the house for 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
Dang, Jasmine. Hey, y'all. Well, if you're thinking about being a fighter, just the sacrifice that you got to do. This what
Yeah,
it is.
those off days matter. Like today, I could go and hang out with my sister and my mom, but I need to sleep. I need to rest. I need to rest for my next workout to make sure that my weight is on point. Those sacrifices, they suck. And I missed an event today. My friend Heather, when I was telling her to do my meal plan for me, she had an event that I wanted to go to, and I just couldn't because I had to train. And she understands, but I I have to choose that first. If this is what I want to do, well, I'll make it up to her. I'll make it up to my family. But it's definitely it's very, you sacrifice quite a bit. Um, but it's all worth it in the end. When I see my personal growth and the things that I do, I remember telling my coach Alex, I log everything. I log everything that I do on a daily day basis. And those days when I'm tired and just frustrated, and everybody has those peaks and valleys throughout camp, um, where you like, I'm just frustrated. I look back at that log and I tell myself, you did all that even when you were tired. It's okay to be frustrated today. You'll be back tomorrow, and that's what I do.
Jasmine, God Almighty, this is very inspirational. That a prospect and you know and you're a prospect. You're a good prospect, but you're talking like this because I've interviewed a few prospects, and I don't know, like you're thinking like a pro, like a veteran, like because this is kind of some of the things that I hear them say, about like setting goals, keeping logs, just doing different things and the sacrifice, because you're making it seem like, hey, well, this is what I really want to do, not something that I have to. It's what I want to do. So
Yeah,
you explained it to me, and I'm looking like, oh, well, fighting is a part of her day.
it,
This a part of her life. This is her.
it's my day. So those days when I'm tired, I take a lunch break and I go take a nap in my car and get up and drink something to give me energy, get back to work, get off, go train.
Wow, dang. And Jasmine, you were once, and you told me before, like you had to battle a weight problem,
Yeah, I was
and
220.
you've overcame the weight problem, you've
Hmm.
overcame the appendectomy, you've overcame the hand problem, you've overcome your fights that you were in a tough fight because that the toughest fight I thought that you had was against Palacios, and it was a few times where I thought that, oh man, she gonna submit her, man, but Jasmine Crawford found a way to win. I
That
mean,
was a tough fight. I mean, did you see the Audrey Drew fight? That was one that was posted on Facebook.
no, I did not
If
see
you
that
watch
particular
that
fight.
one, that was where I broke my hand. I believe I won that fight, and I believe that a lot of people thought I won that fight. I believe that the judges got it wrong. That's neither here nor there, but that was one of my toughest fights too, only because I knew I broke my hand in the middle of the second round. I didn't know how bad I broke my hand, but I remember hearing it break. I remember it sounded like when you break celery or carrot. And you break it
Yeah.
in half. It was those three bones here, here, and here. Um, and I remember taking my glove off, and it just got humongous. So, and then overcoming that afterwards was a mental battle because I was like, okay, what if it breaks again, or what if something freak happens to it? But then I remember they said Jazz needs to do pass today after I got cleared. And I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, let's go. So I started using it. I cried after I did the pass because it hurt. My hand wasn't used to sustaining the punishment of hitting pads because I hadn't used it in so long after, and it had just rebuilt itself. Um, and then the first day I did round after that, I had to just say, well, fuck it, let's go. And since then, I have not been afraid to use it, and that was over a year ago.
Mm. Well, you got something in common with the heavyweight champ of the world, Deontay Wilder, because he's broken that hand, and your hand, that's your equalizer. You got a very good, I can see why you break it because you put, like, when you like throw your hooks, the inside hook, man, that thing is beautiful, man. And you hitting with a high, like, I'm talking about, you hitting it with a lot of speed and velocity, and so those impacts, are
I
you?
mean, it happens. I mean, my doctor, he actually trains. He trains at the gym that I trained at, or he used to before he doesn't have time now. He's a
Mm,
surgeon, so he doesn't have time. So he understood that the way that I broke it wasn't because I did something wrong. It
mm.
was because I did something right. And I just, I've, for my size, I've got little hands. They're long fingers, but I got little hands, so I hit harder than I should, than my hands should allow me to. And that's just technique. So getting beyond that and learning to adjust where, okay, you're doing it right, but you can do a little bit more to protect yourself a little bit more, and I've made that adjustment.
So now, are you? I mean, are you guys wrapping your hands differently, doing training to protect?
About
Uh,
the same, but there's little adjustments that we've made to make sure that I have a little bit more padding and that I'm I won't be in that predicament again.
okay. Well, I mean, I mean, you fought through it with one hand. You did it before, but there's no need to do it again because
Right.
you got two hands that's working.
Mhm.
Now, I gotta ask you this.
Yeah.
In your mind, how does this fight end, and what round?
This fight ends with my hand raised.
I love it. Okay, guys, did y'all hear that? This fight ends with this young lady's hand raised. Golly, man, this is good. Okay, well, I want to ask you a couple more things here.
Yeah, sure.
What what do you tell, let's say somebody who watching you right now, and I relate to you. I relate to you. I relate to you a lot because you're going through and you're doing what it takes. But what do you tell that person, that young girl who's sitting in the gym and she wondering if she's gonna go pro, she having second thoughts, is this the sport for her? What would you tell that actual person if you can speak to them?
That you're not alone. Those thoughts that you have about those second guesses that you have, you're not alone. Everybody has them, and um, it's okay. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to second guess yourself. I mean, I think it's important that you you tell yourself, why did I get in this in the first place? Why do I? Are you really working hard when you do train? And if you tell yourself yes, why are you working hard? And so those second guesses that you have are for nothing, but they're okay. But if you have to bypass that, and once you do bypass that, get confidence from it, and know that you're not alone, that you're not crazy, and you're not weak.
Wow. Spoken from the heart of a champion, y'all. God, dog. Jasmine Crawford, guys. Jasmine Crawford. She still don't have a nickname yet, but she don't need a nickname. She just winning.
Flush,
Flush?
yes.
Jasmine Flush Crawford, or is it Flush? Oh, I love it. Hey, so
Actually, there's this guy named Don Hillard.
yeah.
I did an interview of the year I had my hand injury. They one of the coaches that I had, Mike Jackson, he posted the X-ray of it, and a girl named Reed, RIP to her, she was tragically murdered. But
Mm.
she replied to it. She had her own radio station, and a guy named Don Hiller was one of her co-hosts. And I kept saying it, and they had saw the videos of him too, and they was like, "Jasmine, your name should be Flush." And it wasn't until recently I was like, "Man, that is a pretty cool nickname." And I told Jeremy, I'm like, "Jeremy, you know what my nickname gonna be? It's gonna be Flush." So thanks to them, but I like the name Flush now.
Okay.
When I hit you, it's Flush.
Oh, oh. Hey, so you don't mind if I put it across the screen, do you?
It's cool. Whatever. It's your show.
But the fighter, they got the input. Because if you don't like a title, I got to change it. Because
It's all good.
you the special guest. I have to comply with these things. My last question, I got to
Yeah,
ask you, Jasmine, did you see the fight between Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz? We got to talk fight when I get you on here.
yeah, man. I saw it. There's debate on whether or not it should have been stopped in the sixth because Deontay was out on his feet, quote unquote.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I saw it.
Uh,
I'm I'm not. I'm more of a. I mean, no offense to Deontay or any of them, but I'm more of a. I like the lighter weights because there's certain. how can I put this? I'm not a heavyweight, nor am I lightweight.
Mm.
So I can't just rely on power. I can't just rely on movement. So I have to have a good balance of both. So when I watch, like in boxing, when I watch Vasily Lomachenko,
Mm.
when I watch a Floyd Mayweather, when I watch those lighter guys, I see their footwork and I see their technique. But also when I see somebody in the UFC or MMA, like a heavyweight, a welterweight, they're 170. When I see how they move and I see how their footwork is, I try to balance the two to implement in my game. So heavyweights just aren't something that I pay that close attention to, unless it's Derek because he trains Derek Black Beast. I'm
Yeah.
always gonna be rooting for him. So.
Jasmine, Jasmine, Jasmine. Oh Lord, 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 this is a sin. This is a sin. I'm just
A
playing. It's not.
sin? Why is it
Nah,
sin?
it's not a sin. I'm just playing. But you know, an American heavyweight though, there's a winner, and he
I mean,
pointed out.
hey, he does what he does. I mean, he's not a bad fighter. I'm just saying like my preference to watch are the lightweights.
Okay. Well, did you catch the fight with Julius Indongo and Regis I can't never say this young guy's name, but he good. Regis Prograis.
I haven't seen it yet. I know Regis won though. Everybody's been talking about it. I saw clips of it, and man, that was a nice ass knockout.
That young brother is
He
something
is
special.
talented. I've never seen him train. I only seen some videos and stuff like that. But from what I hear, he's a monster.
And Jasmine, he called out Crawford. He called out Mikey Garcia. Look,
Did he?
this is what we want in a fight. He
I
called.
mean, from what I've seen, he deserves it. From what I've seen and what I hear, he deserves it. Who else is gonna give him to him? If no one's giving it to you, you have to call him out and then take it.
Yeah, I was loving it. I like this guy, and hopefully I get to talk to him. I'm reaching out to him because he's still a prospect, but man, impressive. So I know you keep
Yeah,
up with boxing.
he's very Hosanna Rule. She's one of the photographers that does a lot of hidden media too, and she actually did my training videos, my training photos for this fight, they turned out beautiful. But she trains at the same gym with him. She tells me how impressive he is and how his work ethic is, which I think is great. It's great. I like hearing stuff like that about other fighters. It's motivating.
Okay. Well, it's motivating hearing about you, and we in Texas, and there's a special person that's gonna be watching this video. His name is Black Fight Fan TV, and he is from Texas, so he's already gonna be pulling for you. Big Texas star, so he gonna support you 100%. Anybody from Texas, he coming to get it. So
Awesome.
yes, and of course, blood boxing. That he immediately, he knew who you were, so he started talking, chopping it up about you. He gonna be
Oh, you
watching this
did?
fight.
How did he know about me?
We was on the last interview, and
Oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I remember him now.
yeah, you got a few fans you made an impression on. Um, Okay, Jasmine, anything else you want to touch on? Anything else you want to call out? Or, I mean, I'm sorry. God, what I say call out?
All
I mean,
right.
anybody else you want to say thank you to, sponsors, just anybody.
Yes. In addition to all my coaches, and my teammates, there have been some people outside of the gym that have just been very encouraging, and not one person that stands out. Her name Jessica Rose. She's my masseuse. She's also a friend too, and she's been very encouraging and very just thoughtful. And sometimes people forget I am a fighter and I'm a dope one at that, but I'm still a woman at heart, and I still have feelings, and I have all of these things that run through my mind. And she's been very helpful with that. And my cousins, I've spoke about them in one of my interviews too. But Tamanisha Hampton, Kristen Branch, my dear sister Danielle Crawford, my brother Ronald Foley, and Kimsha Bishop. We have this group chat, and they reel me in when I feel frustrated, and they make sure that I'm not only am I still strong, but they make sure that I know that they're there. So things like that are necessary, and I'm very and truly grateful for.
I wish I can have a family photograph so I can put all those people on the screen. I'm serious. I would do it. Yeah, I mean, I would go back and look to see who it is and put them on the screen because if they're helping you through all of this. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean it's not easy to go through camp. I mean, it's you make it seem like it's easy, but I mean you're vulnerable. You're very things can go wrong, and when you have those peaks and those valleys, and when you hit those valleys, it it sucks. And so when you have support from those people, it helps so much more than what they know.
yeah. Well, guys, shout out to y'all helping out Jasmine, making sure this thing go right. And what we've been doing now on this particular channel, when I go through live stream, people will donate these super chat dollars, and we pick a fighter that I've actually interviewed to actually give the super chat dollars to.
Hmm.
So in the month of April, and you can check me on this, the super chat dollars that come in from the month of April, we're gonna give it over to you so you can actually
Oh,
yeah, no, I'm serious.
oh wow, that's so nice.
Yep.
Thank you.
And it's pretty usually pretty much a good substantial amount. So, for the month of April, we'll just give it over to you. Use it for your
Uh,
expenses. Cause
Thank you so much. Those expenses, they come so like it's hard. It's expensive eating healthy. So you know how to learn how to ball in a budget.
okay, well guys, we're gonna do it. And y'all looking at this video when I go on live, folks, throw it in there because I do I give a lot of it to kids, but I decided that there's a lot of fighters too that's actually trying to get at it, and anything will help. So that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
See, that we made Jasmine happy. That's all we
Y'all
want.
did.
And real quick before we get off, could you give us an example of your face off? Let's say if I'm facing off with
Face
you.
off.
Yeah, like, oh, okay. That's that's a face off.
It's
Uh,
a face.
okay.
Who
So
knows what face I'll have? I'll be cutting weight the last day.
you gotta throw
Who
your
knows?
you gotta throw your opponent off, Jasmine. But Jasmine, I appreciate you hanging out, for this time.
Absolutely.
And could you just say you talking to Jasmine Flush, Jasmine Flush Crawford, and this is Coach Shelton Harris.
Hey y'all, you're talking to Jasmine Flush Harris. Thank you.
Jasmine Flush Harris.
Oh, Harris. Jasmine Flush Crawford. Hell no, I'm not married.
Oh, God Almighty, help us, Lord.
Okay, let's try it again. So,
Okay.
hey guys, hey y'all, you're talking to Jasmine Flush Crawford.
Amen. Thank you.